Okay, so I hope everything's going well on your end. On my end, I have a little project plan for this week that I'm very excited about. I'm really happy that I get to bring you along for it. But first, let me show you what inspired this idea in the first place, and let me show you where it's gonna go, because I think you'll recognize this spot. Do you remember this little nook that I have on this side? It's just become a dumping ground for the stuff that should go on my bed. Exhibit A, my pillows, books. Other books shouldn't go on my bed. Why are those there? Anyway, you get the point. It's not the most functional spot. I love to sit somewhere and like have a cup of tea. And I kind of just want to turn this little spot into the perfect spot for that. So I figure I could put a nice little end table right here, or a side table, same thing, and make it like perfect for this space. I do actually have a plan to make a media console which should span the kind of length of the wall, but at the rate that I'm going, that might be in like 2024 because I am, well, you already know. Okay, so my actual plan for this table is kind of to build it in two parts. I want to have a base and then I want to have a tabletop, and get this, the tabletop, my vision is to make it out of 100% authentic marble, and I've never had a marble piece before, so I feel like that would just be perfect. Also, marble is usually really expensive, but I think I figured out a way where, fingers crossed, if I can make it work, it will be quite budget friendly, so I'm very excited about that. The base I'm going to construct out of wood rounds, 2x4s, and then some trim pieces, and then we're going to attach the marble on. I really want it to be built to last, and I want it to be built in a way that I can keep it for years to come, or if I want at some point I can sell it, I can gift it to someone, and it's just, I can feel super comfortable with it all holding together 100% perfectly and it being a really refined DIY. So the first step is going to be to go to Home Depot and really just to see what's around and what my options are. Now, just a little hack for you is if you get overwhelmed doing DIY projects and going to Home Depot and stuff like that, one of the tips that I have found really helpful is to split out your steps. Maybe one day you just go and check out what your hardware store has, and then maybe the next day you go with your dimensions, you go with all your product list, and then you can buy the items that you have. That way it really breaks it up. You're not spending like 5 hours straight in a construction store. So that's typically what I'll like to do. But either way, we're gonna go there, we're gonna see what they have, and then we'll buy the stuff that we need for the project and carry on. Okay, so we are going to head on out to Home Depot right now just to browse around, see what we need to buy for this. And hopefully we'll pick up some stuff, or we'll go back and pick some stuff up tomorrow, but probably a combination, I'd say. So we are in the trim aisle, and I feel like I know what I want. So I looked, there's actually a big variety, and there's a bigger variety than there used to be. For example, about a year ago, I remember that there was no half round dowel trim, or what they call half moon, I guess, here. But I'm seeing it now. One side of it's flat and the other side is completely rounded. So I think that's what I'm gonna get. It's relatively small and dainty, which is what I want anyway. So that's what I'm gonna get, which is super cool. I also did notice that there's like this handy trim section, probably noticing this like uptick in craft projects or whatever using trim. Look at this. This never used to exist. So I like that. It's nice. Okay, so we're back from the hardware store, and I'm ready to put together this table, or at least start. In addition to the wood, which I picked up for this, I also picked up online 4 of these wood round pieces. So I have 4. My plan is to attach 2 together and 2 together to make these thicker. Then to use these to kind of like separate them. And this will give us a really solid base, I think, for the marble tabletop, and also give us the opportunity to attach some trim on there if it works properly as I expect. I'm gonna start out by gluing the top and bottom together, just using some adhesive. Now, to attach them together, I'm going to be using the PL Premium Max Construction Adhesive by LePage. This is an awesome adhesive, and also LePage is sponsoring this video, so thank you so much to LePage. Their products are just awesome. They're built for so much toughness, so much strength, very heavy duty, very easy to use. They're also a Canadian brand, so it's funny, I was thinking about this, and like my dad had a workshop as a separate section of the garage. It was sweet. And the wood glue that would always be there would be LePage. And to use this myself is really special. So they are Canadian, and they've been around for, I think, going on something like insanely long. So it's very cool. Shall we get started now? I think we shall. I just need the thing that allows this to come out. Be right back. Got it. So I can literally just put this down together and it pretty much sticks. It means that you don't have to clamp, like it minimizes the amount that you need to clamp, and clamping can be super annoying. And it also just makes it so that you can work easier and faster. And I think this makes like LePage products, and especially this product, the PL Premium Max, just really phenomenal. Not only for like if you're just getting into little DIY projects and home projects, but also I think for major renovations as well. I was also just looking up reviews on like woodworking threads and stuff like that, and everyone was raving about their experience with this product. So I think that it's just phenomenal. And these are like professionals in the trade, like people who are using construction adhesives all the time. So I think that's very cool. So I'm just gonna wait for this to dry. It says that it's repositionable, I think for like, I don't wanna misquote it, so I'll put it on the screen. I'm just gonna let that dry and then I'm going to move on. I think right now I'm going to put some pocket holes in the wood, so that once this is dried, we can attach it right away. So for the base structure of the table, I'm actually going to be using these 2x4s. That's going to give it the height. And I'm just going to drill some pocket holes on either end. You know the drill with pocket holes. And my love for them is great. And they open up a world of possibility for DIY. Highly recommend it. Okay, so my two pieces are officially stuck together. They are insanely stuck. Like, for the fact that you don't need to clamp with this construction adhesive, the PL Premium Max by LePage is legit. Literally, this is a game changer. You all need it if you're ever working and need something to instantly grab and take hold and be super strong. Is the best. So I'm now going to attach my 2x4s. Let's do this. One day, I would like to design a furniture line. That's my dream. It's not like my only dream, but like I have a dream. I don't know if it'll be my own or like a collaboration where I design it, but like putting that out into the world, because we should all dream. My table base is done. Well, kind of. This is at least the frame of it. It's pretty solid. So we're trying to figure out how exactly to cut all of the trim pieces to the exact right size. We think we figured out a way where we're just lining up a couple pieces and then we're gonna clamp down a piece of wood over top like this, and then we're just gonna cut it with the jigsaw. I actually did buy a miter saw and we tried to put it together because I need a miter saw here. And it was faulty, so we could not use that. So instead we're just gonna go ahead with the jigsaw, and it's gonna work perfectly, I think, as well.
Well, you know what they say, there are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the low, we are brave, yes, even brave.
also just wanted to mention that I feel like the size of this half round dowel trim is directly in proportion to the size of the overall piece. So since the piece is going to be like an end table, you don't want something that's too kind of big and bulky to go with it. Having something a little bit more dainty is just going to complement it so much better and actually fit the piece better. So something to think about, I think, when you're designing stuff. If I went with a bigger piece of trim, it will be a lot faster. You don't have to do as many cuts. You don't have to do as many of these little pieces, but it definitely would have a more unrefined finish to it, especially for a smaller piece. So just something to keep in mind. I love this stuff. And like I said, one day I might design furniture and one day you might be able to buy it. Okay, so it is now time to take these little trim pieces and glue them on to the top and bottom of the wood rounds. Using pre-made wood rounds just makes it so much easier for this project. And the other thing that's going to make this super easy is using the LePage No More Nails construction adhesive. This is a crystal clear formula, so it goes on clear and it dries clear, which is awesome because if you have a couple pieces of these side by side and there's just a little bit of glue that peeks through, you don't want it to be like an ugly color. So the fact that it dries 100% clear is a huge benefit. And the other thing is that it also has instant grab technology. You can just stick the trim on and it will just stay. There's no need to clamp, there's no need to nail it or anything. It's also a super strong adhesive, so just all those things together makes it a great adhesive for this use case. I love Instant Grab. If you haven't noticed, I just think that it's so innovative. It comes in 2 different sizes, in case you're wondering. I'm probably gonna use the big one just because I don't want to run out of glue. But this one is nice because you don't need the tool that I'm gonna show you in a second that I used earlier. You can just like open the cap and put it on. So this one is super handy. And then this one, obviously more in the package, and you can apply it in a more traditional construction adhesive way. But this is just another example of how like LePage adhesives specifically are so high quality, and also they've really covered the gambit of use cases. So No More Nails Ultimate Crystal Clear Formula is the best. Let's get to this. Do.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal.
Check it out! I actually put these on straight. I was a little bit worried. I'm going to just use a little piece like this, stick it, cut another piece and stick it in, and then we're good. To fill in this little piece here, I took another dowel, I marked off the spot, and I'm just doing a little cut. Literally using a wire cutter because that's just what I have handy. It cuts these dowels so easily. I can put it right in.
So alive, looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die.
Okay, so we have this all ready to go for a little bit of stain. Now, just as is with the raw wood pine color, it actually looks pretty good, but I'll say that it definitely pulls a little bit more boho, which isn't exactly the vibe in my current apartment. I wanted to pull a little bit more modern, maybe a little bit more Japandi, if you will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this stain here, which I've used before for my coffee table. It's Charred Wood Accelerator. Basically gives the illusion of charred wood, which is a really nice waterproofing technique where people burn essentially the outside of the wood. It makes it waterproof, gives it this nice charred black look. So we're gonna use this to give it that kind of look. It's also extremely warm in my apartment, go figure, no AC. And I will probably be putting on my respirator because the ventilation just isn't very good in this room. So.
Now let's go to the stores to try and find a tabletop.
Okay, so I just skedaddled off to HomeSense because I wanted to try and find a piece of marble, like a marble round that's maybe a cutting board that's big enough to be the tabletop to my little table, and I see some options. So I feel like this could be an option here if I want a little pop of pink. Looks nice, but maybe a little bit small. There's also this guy over here, which is nice if I want that little accent. I see one over here as well, but a little bit small. There are some down here that are printed, which maybe I could remove the print. But then there's the one that I think is the winner, which is this guy right here. I did a little measurement. It's exactly 13.5 inches, which is a great size for a cutting board. I had looked online to try and find something just like this before, and they were super expensive because of shipping, and I couldn't really find anything. This is only $16 for real marble. Look at how nice that is overall. You can see all the details and like the little crystals. It looks beautiful. So it looks like I've got a winner. Let's see how it looks on the actual table. Okay, so we're back and I am so pumped that I found this piece of marble. It's really big. I was just looking at it in the sun and like, it's actually very reflective and sparkly and just, you know, a piece of real stone. So I love that so much. I do want to glue on the marble top to the base, and I'm going to be using LePage PL Premium Max to do that. What I also really love about this is, as you saw, I used it for the 2 wood round pieces, and now I'm going to be using it for marble to wood. So it's super, super versatile. You can use it for so many different types of material: marble, MDF, wood, concrete, drywall, laminate, metal, like so many different types of materials. So this is just one little example because I am going to be using marble. I do want it to be a very sturdy, strong hold, and that's exactly what this is going to give us. Now, PL Premium Max is the strongest construction adhesive because it remains 100% solid after it cures, which makes it an awesome product to use for a wide variety of projects. So let's get to it. I'm gonna apply this, and then we're gonna put the marble top down. Okay, so I have just placed the table right behind me, and before I show you it, because it's perfection, so I cannot wait to show you it, 2 things. One, I moved it around here and have been transporting it around by carrying it from the tabletop, and it's stuck together 100% perfectly. Like, it has achieved exactly what I wanted in terms of solid design and solid structure. The LePage adhesive has just worked wonderfully, and the table itself is actually relatively heavy because the base is wood, the top is marble, and I was just super impressed with the fact that I can carry it around without even thinking about it really, which is amazing. I'm gonna scoot back. Are you ready? I can't wait. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm on my knees right now. Look at that. Let me sit back here. Is this not the perfect little nook for me to have my morning tea, check my emails, place my tea down, and just have a nice little heartwarming experience on the daily? I think it is, and this table is like literally the most perfect addition to the room. It's also made so sturdily and so properly. This looks exactly like something I could buy from a furniture store, with no no aspect of it looking like a, you know, questionable DIY. This looks professional. It's made with solid materials. It's made to last and built to last, and I love it so much. So I hope that you like this because I'm obsessed. I did just want to thank LePage Adhesives once again for partnering with me on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Love you!